Hey guys, what's up? PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's take a look here at Coti. Now, I was very bullish on Coti, and I think we're going to see a little bit of a recovery here considering that major drop that we had on October 10th. Look at this fierce drop right here. Right over here. See how fierce it was? We dropped down by 63%. Absolute carnage, right? Now, very similar concept to what I see on XRP, ETH, and many of the other altcoins on the small time frame. I was also taking a look at VeChain, very similar structure. Take a trend line from this high. So from the July 21st high down like this. Okay? Then you look at the 4-hour time frame and you can see that this is a Wyckoff schematic at the lows. Now, just because there's a Wyckoff schematic doesn't necessarily mean that if we see a rally, it's going to be sustained. So this is exactly what we would want to look for going forward for Coti. This is your selling climax, your automatic rally, your secondary test, your fail breakout, your secondary test in phase B, sweeping your secondary test lows. What bulls would want to see here going forward is to go no lower than this low right here at 0.031. If we don't go below this low, then it's likely we're going to have a fail break number 2 above the fail break number 1 highs. Okay, just to retest this breakdown area. Do you guys see this breakdown area here? Right over here. Okay, we used it as support many times in the past. See how many times we used it as support here? But then we turned it into resistance here from October 5th to October 10th. So what if we come up there? I want to see price reclaim that level at 0.0485 to 0.0514 in order to consider that was the bottom on Coti, and we shouldn't go any lower than what we did, any lower than where we went on October 10th. Taking a look at Coti here on the 3-day time frame, look at what we have here, a sweep of these adjacent lows, the September 2023 lows. As long as we can stay above 0.0353 on the 3-day time frame, or even on the weekly time frame, then that would open the doors to the possible interpretation that this was the bottom and that was simply a liquidity grab before we enter into expansion. Okay, it's also very important to watch how Bitcoin dominance reacts here. I keep mentioning Bitcoin dominance in all of my videos because we need to see which way it heads. Take a look here at the logarithmic scale. You see how we came down to the 786? When you hit the 786, it's considered an extreme in the market. Okay, when you take a look here at the RSI, you can see on the weekly we haven't dipped into, let's take a look here at the 3-day actually, the 3-day RSI. So the 3-day RSI hasn't dipped into this oversold territory yet. We've come close to it. So look at this. Look at where the indicator was over here. Okay. RSI dips below 30, and then we go on this rally. Then we have the largest liquidation event ever, but the 3-day RSI makes a higher low. So that's your, but the price makes a lower low. So that could be considered hidden bullish divergence. It is hidden bullish divergence, but only if this higher low holds on the 3-day RSI. Because even though we've hit an extreme in the retracement, in regards to the retracement, even though we have a higher low on the 3-day RSI, that doesn't mean it can't go lower. So that's what I want you guys to be mindful of. More so, taking a look here, I want you guys to be more mindful on the possibility that a move up here may just be a retrace. So what we need to see here going forward, what bulls will need to see is two things. Number one, staying above this low right here. Your secondary test in phase B. I'll make it red, so I'll make it black, so you guys, I'll make it red. 0.031. Bulls need to stay above that low. Otherwise, we're going to come down to the deeper retracements to fill this wick more than we already did. And that would be at EQ at 0.028 and the 618 at 0.0258. And if we can stay above this red trend line, then step number 2 would be to see a move above the fail break number 1 high, which was set on October 13th at 0.04. If we can get that, 1 and 2, then it's likely we're going to come to retest the breakout area. Will that retest, if we get it, be an underside backtest before continuation down? Or will Coti reclaim that level and then go in for expansion into new all-time highs? So the question is, will it fade back down to this trendline support or even break below it? Or will it hold? Okay, or will it hold? So let's just see how the rest of the week plays out. I'm monitoring this small range. Don't forget, prices are still range bound at the lows. There's a lot of indecision in the market, a lot of fear and uncertainty as well. Now, in the case we can get above that mini supply zone right there, right? See this blue supply zone? If we can get above it, then we'd be looking at a move back up to this supply zone right here. Okay? So if you're holding Coti, you can make these actionable. I'm giving you, scenarios that can happen in which you can make actionable decisions on. Okay? If we get above this supply, if we do the step 1, 2, and then 3, the third one being getting over this supply, then it's likely we'll come up to this high time frame supply, which we've been rejecting off of since 2022. Don't forget how many trapped holders there are here. Price doesn't always have to come back to take out trapped holders, but there's only so many. So like, you see rejections here, right? You could argue that there's trapped holders here. But on the flip side, you could also argue that what if this was the last time price came back to revisit that zone before a larger downtrend takes place? Now, I'm going to remove everything on this chart, and I want you guys to place this trend line on your chart. So place the trend lines exactly like I showed you in this analysis right here, like on that small time frame. Here, I'll show you. This is how I want your chart to look. Take a look at this range. Okay, keep a close eye on this range, especially this breakdown area. The second way you can look at this chart is by just simply placing a trend line like this. I want to see a move above this level. Okay? You can just be very simple about it. Just to move back above that level. The bullish scenario would be that this is your A, this is your B, and then this is your C wave down, right down to the macro 786, like I was showing you when you take a fib right from the last bear market low to the peak. And then within your C wave, you have what's called an ending diagonal, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a throw over of the pattern, and then a move up for expansion. Okay, but before we can talk about that, we must be mindful of those triggers. So let's just see how this range develops. I want to see a move above this diagonal trend line, and like I said, a move above the October 13th highs, and for us to stay above the October 17th lows. Hope you guys enjoyed the Coti video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. If you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Peace out and take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next one.